Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching MaxSpeedTV. Tonight on tap over here, the season finale here with the Salt Flat Racing Leagues. I'll be your host. I'll be Roger Muth here in the booth, and I got a guy alongside me, Bobby Johnson.
How you doing tonight, Roger?
Well, Bobby, I'm doing great. We have made it. The 12 weeks here, almost in the books, as this is week 12, and this is going to be the season finale here from Chicagoland Speedway. Bobby, it's been one heck of a year. We've seen all sorts of things. We've seen short tracks out here. We even saw Daytona, the old bumpy Daytona. We saw Michigan International. Heck, Bobby, we were at Dover. We've just been all over the place, and it's come down to this last race here this evening.
The turtles have invaded everywhere that you can think of on this planet, and now it's all boiled down to this very last race right here at Chicagoland Speedway. The speedway where they are going to be going 3 wide, 4 wide even. And it is going to take a little bit of help from other individuals because they do and are able to draft around here. They are going to do everything they can to pick up more speed. You put your pedal to the metal and you do not lift this whole entire race. It is going to be crazy, Roger.
That's right there. You see it down the backstretch as we just tuned in a little bit. There they are, going 3-4 wide as we were talking about there for a moment. But Bobby, we were talking about it all comes down to this. Well, let's take a look at what we're talking about. Right there are your point standings. Cole Day, Craig Schwartz. They have battled it out all year. Craig Schwartz has the most wins out of the two of them. But right there, look at the points. 186 and 185. Craig Schwartz is 1 point back. These two not only are teammates, Bobby, they know each other in real life. They actually hang out quite often. You know, Craig sends me some photos of Cole, you know, maybe, ones Cole wants us to forget, like last week when it was his birthday. But it's going to come down to two friends battling it out here for the championship.
Did you say friends? What's that?
Well, they may be friends in real life, but when it's going to come down to a championship, I'm sure these guys aren't going to be friends. And while we're talking about points and everything else that's going on here, I actually do see those gentlemen out there in chat. Let's see if we can probably bring both of those two up here into the booth and talk to us for a moment. Let's see if you can get yourself a hold of the number 37, a Cole Day, your points leader.
How about you, Cole? Bobby, in the booth, you got me?
I do.
Hey, this is it, pal. Ran your butt off this whole entire series. You've done a great job. You kept your nose clean. You've raced hard. Today is exactly what you've been working for this whole entire season. What do you think your chances are?
I'd like to say that they're pretty good, but with these guys, I mean, you never know. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in here, so you never know what could happen. I feel pretty good about the track, though. I feel like I have a pretty good shot. So I like to think I have a pretty good shot at winning the championship, and hopefully the race, too.
Oh, absolutely. You have got the knack to be able to be there when it counts. That's what I've noticed about you throughout this whole entire series, Cole. And what I also like is you're not afraid to take chances. I like that too. Now look, bottom line, what kind of a strategy type thing we gonna do right here? I mean, you're so close. 1 point away is all separating you and your buddy there. What I want to know is are you gonna attack this like any other normal race and you're gonna go out with a bang and you're gonna try to win this puppy? Or are you gonna try to play conservative and kind of stay out of trouble a little bit and do just what you need to do to scoot on past Craig for the championship?
Well, I mean, I definitely want the championship, but I mean, I also want the win as well. So I definitely think I'm probably gonna end up going for it, even though probably shouldn't, but I just can't help myself.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I guess that's what I like about you. It doesn't matter. You let it all hang out and you go for it. Well, hey, good luck. I'm personally going to be rooting for you because I've watched you all season. I like the way you drive. And I'm hoping you can do this. And, well, all I got to say is good luck and best wishes and keep her clean, all right? Try not to get into any trouble out there.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Well, you heard it from the man himself right there. He wants to win the championship probably more than you and I would actually ever want to win the championship. He just has that extra drive, Bobby, that, you and I probably don't have. He has that chip on his shoulder, especially knowing his competitor so well.
Hey, exactly. I mean, to me right now, these two cats out here race for this championship, it's no different than me and you going out there battling it all season long like we've done in some other leagues. And we just had this thing about me and you. It is so darn competitive, it's not even funny. And I actually see that, and probably these guys are feeling it too amongst themselves. So this is not just two ordinary people going for a championship right here. I mean, these are best buds going for a championship, and that even puts the drive a little bit harder.
Well, you talk about, the drive and whatnot. Let's hear from the man himself. He's out here running around on the apron right now, but he is at the top of the leaderboards here in practice. Craig, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, Craig, it's been a long year. You're going to come out of this race no matter who wins the race here, being the guy who won the most races. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's kind of cool just getting to say you won more race than anybody else in any series. There's a lot of guys in here that run most of the races, so be able to, I think I won 3 of them. That's pretty cool to say. It's a fun series. Stock cars are kind of unpredictable. You never know what can happen. Obviously, sometimes we get into a lot of big wrecks because we're pack racing sometimes. So just being able to keep a nose clean and win those 3 races, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, tell us, we know you're an actual driver in real life. Tell us how, you out there driving week in and week out, competing in everything from a street stock like we're going to see here tonight to running a 410 on dirt.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you learn on here especially is just learning to race with people. That's something that in real life has helped me on here, just kind of know where to put my nose in which situations. Just having that real world experience definitely helps, and it transitions back too. Being able to do these races in the off season or just through the week, it just kind of keeps your mind sharp. Obviously you don't get like the real feel that you do in a car, but as far as like driving lines and like I said earlier, like knowing where to put your nose is, racing with other people, kind of managing relationships with everybody, just trying to keep all that clean. It's all pretty much the same thing you do in the real world, so it's great practice, and I'm glad I'm able to do it.
Well, you're talking about keeping your nose clean. What's it going to take here tonight to put that 0-2 up front? You're 1 point back from your teammate, your buddy there, Cole Day, in the points championship. So 1 point could make the difference, and there's quite a few ways that you can make up that point tonight. You could either go out here and win the pole. That's going to give you an extra point. You could go out and lead a lap. That's going to give you a point. Or you can start at the rear of this field and, roll the dice and pick up the most positions here tonight. That could possibly give you an extra point. And if you lead a lap, you get 2 extra bonus points. I mean, what's going to be the strategy? How are you going to make up that 1 point here tonight?
I think right now my strategy is just to try to qualify on the pole. I feel pretty good about a couple laps I put down without the draft. Obviously, the leaderboards don't really show it just because everybody's in the draft right now. But the lap I put down by myself, I felt was pretty fast at the beginning of practice. So I'm going to try and get the pole. And if I don't get it, then I'm just 1 point back. It's just another position I got to beat Cole by. So that's going to be the strategy for now. And just hopefully I can outrace Cole. And whatever happens, happens. I hope we can have a good race.
As you are on the leaderboard right now, like we said, you're going to come out of this race no matter what with the most race wins. Maybe you can put that 0-2 out there in victory lane tonight, steal the championship away from your teammate there, and be the inaugural winner here with the Salt Flat Racing League in the first season, because we are coming back for season 2. I hope you're going to be coming back to join us, and I mean, other than that, pretty much good luck here tonight. Keep the 0-2 clean, and hopefully we can talk to you at the end.
Yeah, I hope we can talk to you guys too. I appreciate you guys broadcasting us all season. You guys do a great job. I love going back and watching them and all the other series you guys do. So thanks for putting it on.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure. Well, you heard it right there. He's gonna go for the gusto. He's gonna try and put that 0-2 on pole here this evening and get that early bonus point. Then that's gonna put him in a dead heat once we go green flag racing here tonight.
You know what? It doesn't surprise me, too. That's another... You got several guys out here in this league right here, and that's what's so great about this right now. None of these guys, I mean, they all go for the gusto, plain and simple. They don't know what the word hanging back and patience and relax and put some laps behind you and all this. They don't know any of what that shit means. All they want to do, Roger, is they want to beat and bang, and they want to race, and they want to run. And that's exactly what we're going to see here tonight. This might be the last race, but you know what? I can guarantee you it's going to be probably one of the better ones that we've had.
Absolutely. And as we have our MaxTV practice ticker up here, as we got about 6 minutes, a little under 6 minutes to go, you see your top 10 in practice here. Coming up next is going to be the qualifying for the season finale for the Salt Flat Boys. Nothing else on tap over here on MaxSpeedTV tonight that I know of. I could be wrong on that, but last time I checked the calendar, it was blank on a Wednesday. So anybody out there tuning in, you don't want to go anywhere. You're going to want to definitely watch this race all the way to the end, as these guys put on one heck of a show week in, week out, and it being the season finale, these boys are going to go away for a couple weeks. They'll be back at the, I think, the midway point in January, but this is it for them, so they're going to put on one heck of a show. The USRA, the Xfinity Series, that's going to be tomorrow night here on MaxSpeedTV, broadcasted by the man Rudy Cummings himself, who is also out there in the race, as you see him 10th on the leaderboards. And then also tomorrow night, you can hear myself, along with Kelly Dahl and KR Stolfus, broadcasting the Upstate Racing Pro Late Model Leagues. Those guys also put on a great show, just like what you're about to see here tonight. But that's coming up tomorrow night. Tonight, still going to be the Salt Flat Racing finale. We have one last interview before we go, before we get here to qualifying, and it's going to be a special interview. The guy who we're about to interview, he did absolutely, hands down, probably next to the lead admin, the most work out here, you know, this year. He's the guy who painted all these cars for these guys that are out there on track. That's going to be the number 28 of Lloyd Saunders. He painted all these cars. And Lloyd, you got a copy with us?
I've got you.
Well, Lloyd, we talk about this week in and week out about these awesome paint jobs that you had made for the league. You stepped up and you said that you would do them, and they're out here on track week in and week out. Tell us about these paint jobs.
Oh, sorry. Well, this was almost a last-minute thing, but I just kind of took the basic IROC scheme that they'd had from years ago back in the 90s, and figured we'd go with something like that. Now, nothing was mandatory this year, so I just kind of stretched them out, basic and simple.
It may be basic and simple, but I also heard there's a rebranding coming for Season 2 here with the Salt Flat Boys, and you also took that hat on, if you can say, you know, took the hat on. But you're going to be making the next paint scheme for next year, which will be a mandatory paint scheme. Tell us what went into making that one.
Yeah, for next season, it's definitely mandatory. There's a little more to them than what we have this year. I mean, this year is almost just kind of clean cut. There's more of a design to them for next year's car.
Well, Lloyd, the cars look great. We talk about it week in and week out. I know Bobby likes them, and I absolutely love them. You know, we got our logos on the hood, MaxSpeedTV, MaxSpeedTV.com. And, you know, we're just ecstatic, and we can't wait to see next year's paint schemes already. But why don't you tell all of our viewers who are tuning in out there where they can actually go contact you if they'd like to get a paint job, or, you know, just get in contact with you about graphic design possibly.
Well, you can find me on iRacing. It's just under Lloyd Saunders. You can catch me on my Facebook page. Just shoot me off a message, and I'll work with you regardless of how long it takes. And we'll get it done.
Well, Lloyd Saunders, thanks for taking a moment to come talk with us. And once again, those paint schemes that are going to be out there on track, they all look beautiful, and we can't wait to see the release for next year's paint schemes. I heard they're coming here in a week or two, so we're going to be looking forward to that. And anybody that's looking for a paint scheme, contact Lloyd Saunders. You can find him on iRace. You can find him over on Facebook. He follows under the name of Northern Graphics. So once again, Lloyd, thanks for everything you've done for this league.
Oh, it was my pleasure, and I want to thank you guys for being such a great sponsor for us.
Well, absolutely, our pleasure. Like we said, we come out here, we do it for you guys, and we do it for all of our fans.
You do a heck of a job.
Well, Bobby, there's our painter for the league tonight and for the next season. Lloyd Saunders taking that hat on, so we appreciate everything that Lloyd has done, and we're looking forward to next year.
Yeah, Roger, he made our Max Speed logo and stuff on our car that I usually go out there and simulate the track and the track conditions before each race. Took the time enough to make that, and he also put one hell of a handsome guy on the hood of that too.
Absolutely. We thank him for everything he's done once again. But we got a minute left here in practice, so we're going to step away. We're going to play the national anthem, and then we're going to get set here for qualifying here in just under a minute. We're a little behind doing all these interviews for these guys since it is the last race of the season. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. You don't want to miss this race. It's going to come down to the 2 guys, 1 point separating them. We'll be right back, and we're going to bring you all the action here from MaxSpeedTV.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. No times have been put in here for the season finale for the Salt Flat guys over here on MaxSpeedTV. The first guy that's going to be out there on track looking to put in a time, that's going to be the one of Chris Brown. Chris Brown's one of those guys, Bobby, that we talk about him week in and week out. He's a very strong competitor. Unfortunately, not having the season, well, I shouldn't say not having the season that he would want. He's having a good season. He's sitting 3rd in points, but not going to have a chance here tonight at a title.
No, he's not going to be able to win a title at this, but as far as not having a good season goes, I mean, man, this guy's butts, and he races everything. He probably races tricycles in his own hometown on his street. I mean, he races everything. He probably races his neighbor on the lawnmower. Just because he's not going to be have any intentions in this race, you know, possibly to win a championship, I can assure you he's still going to be a threat out there on that track to possibly win this race.
And here's a little tidbit of information I was passed along here in the last couple days. Bobby, did you see that the 1 of Chris Brown met up with the 02 of Craig Schwartz and the 37 of Cole Day? They actually took this off the track here on iRacing, and they strapped themselves in go-karts a couple weeks ago, and Chris Brown actually came away with some bruised ribs.
Well, I heard they tried to kill the guy. You know how it goes. If you can't beat him, wreck him, right?
And that's exactly what the video showed, is actually right now on track, though. Chris Brown's going to put that #1 machine up into the 2nd position. Bobby, I see a new guy out here. Paint scheme's white right now. There it comes in, black and white, green rims. The 07 of Doug Ungari is going to make his first start here with the Salt Flat Racing guys here on the season finale. So it's good that we see Doug Ungari. You and I are pretty familiar with him. He's in quite a few other leagues that we broadcast. As he's actually going to take the 07 to the pole. He came to the dance, and he's dancing all night long.
Yes, he is, and that's another guy that you want to keep your eyes on, too. He just loves racing anything he can get his butt into, to be honest with you. All these guys do. But I will tell you right now, though, I did just find out from Race Control, the number 333 of Rudy Cummings, he's got himself an EOL. He's going to start in the back tonight. The number 62 of Colton Farrell is going to start in the back tonight. And the number 7 of Hunter Conley, he also will be starting in the back tonight. So it's going to be kind of interesting to watch how these guys watch them work their way up, back up into the front.
Couple guys getting EOLs here tonight from last week. Last week, towards the end of the race, got a little bit hectic. Hopefully, race control has calmed that down with a little bit of the EOLs and, you know, just putting a little bit tighter leash on these guys. Now, Bobby, if you look at timing and scoring right now, we have 10 guys who have taken time. Danny Valenzuela was the last one on track. It looks like Willie Evernham's going to come out on track, but Danny Valenzuela is going to put that 04 in the 8th position. Willie Evernham's going to come out here for maybe one attempt if he can get around the track in time, as we got 52 seconds left in qualifying. I don't think he's going to have enough time to come back around. But if you also look at timing and scoring, you notice, ladies and gentlemen, on that left-hand side, you do not see a car inside the top 10 with the number 37 on it. It looks like Cole Day, who is your points leader here tonight, is going to pull some strategy. He's going to start in the back. He's going to try and start as far back as he can, come through the field and get a bonus point, and possibly watch him. If we get a caution flag, watch, he might stay out and sneak another bonus point away. So that could give him 2 bonus points here tonight. That would give him a 3-point edge over his teammate there in the 0-2, as Craig said he was going to go for the pole, tried for the pole, sat there for a moment, and then Troy Lent came out here, snatched it away.
Well, everybody's going to have a different strategy in what they're going to do with this race. Now, I can tell you right now, Cole Day might be starting in the back, but he ain't going to be there for very long. These cats only get one fast repair in this race. And believe you me, even though these are the heavier cars and stuff, and you can beat and bang them up pretty good, but if you get into a pretty decent wreck, and you have to be towed back, well, you're in trouble, because it's a long tow, and you're going to go lap, maybe even 2 laps down, and you got to fight your way back up again. But I promise you one thing, Cole Day might be sitting back there eating his ice cream or whatever he's doing and taking it easy right now. But it looks like right now, I don't know, they got him scheduled here into the 12th position, I think. But anyway, you're going to want to watch him, because all these cats, they're going to race their asses off, Roger. Bottom line, I'm not going to pull no punches. I'm not going to hide anything. These guys are going to give it everything they've got today. It's their last race, and somebody wants to go home with some bragging rights for the next month or so.
Absolutely. Well, Bobby, it's that time. We got to do this one last time here for the season. Congratulations to Troy Lent for being your pole setter. Your grid here tonight is going to be brought to you by the Sim Racing Studio. All the plug-and-play sim racing gadgets you need. Anybody that's in the market for some sim racing gadgets, some gauges, some wind tunnels, head on over to simracingstudios.com, and on your checkout, type in SFR. Get yourself a nice little discount there. Tell them Bobby and Roger sent you from MaxSpeedTV, and send us what you got, because they got some pretty interesting things, and we want to know how they work out for you. But here's the rest of your qualifying grid here tonight. Like we just said, Troy Lent, congratulations. He's going to start on the pole. Starting that right there next to him is going to be the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz. Right behind them is going to be the new guy, Doug Ungari, in the 07. The 21 of Jeff Bergner is going to start in your 4th position. The 1 of Chris Brown is going to start 5th. Michael Grobelny is going to start in the 6th position in the number 4. Starting in your 7th position is going to be the 43 of Jonathan Platt. Danny Valenzuela in the 04 is going to start in your 8th position here tonight. 9th is going to go to the Lloyd Iceman Saunders in the 28. And rounding out your top 10, Michael Whitaker in the 707.
Looks like 11th position is going to be held by the famous 38 of Cody Levette. Keep an eye on him. He's always a force to be reckoned with. You also want to keep your eyes very closely on Rudy Cummings, that 333 guy. He got himself an EOL. But you know what? He loves these cars, and he's also one that you want to watch, because he can run right up through that pack just as good as the rest of them. Your 4th position is going to be held by the 222. Got to love these triple numbers of Ed Hewitt. The 15th position is going to be held by Andrew Davis. Starting 16th is going to be the 91 of Willie Evernham. 17th position will be the 124 of Jared Hagedorn. 18th position is going to be the number 40, Josiah Millen. The 19th position will be held by the number 7 of Hunter Conley. The 20th position will be held by 62 of Colton Fierro. And the 21st position is going to be held 31 Donald Bennett. And we are racing, Roger.
We are green flag racing for the last time of the season here from the Salt Flat Racing League. As we got a great start there. It looks like Doug Ungari, who was your points leader, actually elected to go towards the back. Troy Lent's going to assume your lead as we go green flag racing here. Troy Lent to the inside, coming off turn 2 yet.
Guys are going to take a little bit. They got to get up into the speed. They got to go through the gears. They got to get it winding down. This is just like no different than Daytona for these guys. As you can see up here up front, These cars, they can beat and bang. They can knock the doors off of them. They can do anything they practically want to do, and they still can control these cars. And that's what's fun about watching these cats race.
Troy Lent in the 956. He's going to lead lap 1 here from Chicagoland. But they are 3 wide for the lead right now. The 0-2 of Craig Schwartz stuck on the outside. Jeff Bergner threw that 21 machine to the inside. That's going to put the Troy Lent there in the middle, but they're going to come off turn 2. They're going to separate it out. They're going to work it out. Troy Lent's going to retain the lead, but Craig Schwartz ain't going away just yet. He's still fighting back on that outside.
And this is what's the great thing about this right now. It's wide enough you can go 3 and 4 wide. But right now what you need a dancing partner. You need someone that's going to stay with you and help push you around this track and try to clear some of this congestion of cars right here.
Lap number 2 in the books here. Going to be led by Troy Lent again. So 2 laps led now for the 956 as he got a little bump there from the 21 of Jeff Bergner going down into turn 1. Auto Club, or Chicagoland, I keep saying Auto Club. Chicagoland is not the smoothest track on the schedule. It's actually quite bumpy, and it's going to chew up these tires pretty quick if these boys keep running. The inside lane is going to go away towards the middle of this run, towards the end of it. Let's see who's going to have tires left towards the end here. Troy Lent still on the outside. Jeff Bergner, though, trying to make the inside work. Looks like the 0-2 there. Craig Schwartz kind of gave Troy Lent a bump. That's going to push Lent up the track. Schwartz going to go to the inside. Jeff Bergner going to lead this lap here.
That's something you got to be careful about. You got to make sure that you are clear. If your spotter says you're clear, you better make sure you're clear, because if not, you're going to have a bad day and you're going to cause everybody else to have a bad day. You only got one fast repair in this race. This puppy's 60 laps long.
60 laps long, 90 total miles here tonight. As you see the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz now dive into the inside in turn 3 underneath the 21 of Jeff Bergner. Who's going to have the momentum coming off the corner? Can the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz lead this lap and get himself a bonus point? It looks like the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz going to be tied now with Cole Day. Cole Day, if it actually ended right now, because Cole Day, if you look on the timing and scoring, Bobby, actually Schwartz would be the winner here because Day is all the way back in the 19th position.
He's all the way back. He's all the way back in the 19th position, Roger. But take a look at who's in front of him right now.
The quiet man himself, his other teammate, the 38 of Cody Levitt and Cole Day, nose to tail in the 18th and the 19th position. They're just hanging out. They know it's a long race. They're just going to try and stay back there. But also now I just saw on timing and scoring, Craig Schwartz went up there, led that lap, and then he decided to go down into turn 1. He went high and let everybody else go around him. It looks like he's going to drop to the back of this pack and try and ride it out. He also knows it's a long race, and right now he knows if it would end now, he'd walk away as your points champion.
Yeah, if he woulda, coulda, shoulda, because we've still got we've still got 54 laps of racing to go. You know as well as I do, Roger, anything can happen right here. Anything you can think of, any scenario, it can happen, and, you know, usually it kind of does happen. These guys have a long way to go. I see Cody back here. I see a Levitt right here, both teammates. They're sticking it out together. They're hanging out together. But you know what? They got a little tandem action going here, Roger. What that means is when they need to get it up in there and they're afraid they might lose sight of the back end of this whole track right here, or guys racing, they're going to put it in gear and they're going to move all the way on up and they're going to work their way right up and through there. I like this strategy that they're playing right now.
Absolutely. As we watch this battle towards the front of the pack here, the 21 Jeff Bergner still holding off the 43 of Jonathan Platt. Chris Brown on the outside there in the mix, and then Matt Grobelny in 4th, Danny Valenzuela 5th. It's just a mess up here. We actually have 2 packs formed. It looks like we have the your top 9 up here battling for the lead, and then everybody else kind of towards the back. So there's like another 10, 11, 12 car pack at the back there. So 2 different packs here running tonight.
2 different packs, 2 different possible scenarios, things that can happen or things that can go wrong. You know, these guys are riding around, they're smacking each other, bumping a little bit or whatnot. After a while, they're going to get tired of running and looking at that same car in front of them for the last so many laps, and they're going to start to get a little crazy out here, and this is what I love about these street stock cars. If I don't like you and I'm faster than you, I'm just going to bump my way right around through you. I don't care. And that's what I like about every one of these drivers. They know what they can and can't do with these cars, and they let it all hang out every lap.
We had a new leader that time at the line, the 43 of Jonathan Platt, last week's winner, now to the front. He's going to lead a lap here, and he says he wants to stay up here. I talked to him before in the pre-race, before we went live, and he said he's just going to flat out send it here tonight. He wants to walk away with the win. He doesn't care about who's going to win the points championship. He wants to win another race. As you see the 4 of McRobelny going off the bottom there, slid up right in front of Troy Lent. Troy gave him the benefit of the doubt there. He lifted. That allowed the 4 of Grobelny to gather that car back up, but look how it separated everybody. Now if these top guys could get single file, they might be able to run away.
Yeah, it's a good possibility they can run away. And I'm going to tell you right now, whenever he gets an opportunity, Matt Grobelny is going to have to probably thank that guy that's driving that 956 of Troy Lent, because he could have booted him right on out the door here.
Well, looks like now we might possibly... Well, it looked there for a moment like Chris Brown was going to go to the lead, but then that kind of didn't work out, and he got shuffled to the outside lane. Jonathan Platt's going to have the momentum here coming off turn 4. Can he get back to the stripe over the 21 of Jeff Bergner to lead here? Another lap here. Bergner's so far 4 laps led. Lent 2. Platt's now 3. Schwartz has led 1.
Now remember, Roger, just like some of these other tracks we were at that I've told you about, don't forget this. Here at Chicago Speedway, it's just like some of these other tracks that they've been running. They can run all the way down. Whoa, got loose right there. Chris Brown kind of got into the back of Jonathan Platt and stuck him up against the wall there.
Jonathan Platt and Chris Brown getting a little action. Jonathan Platt having to go all the way up. You saw him smack the wall in that 43 car. That 43 car already looked like it had a little bit of a... Looks like he's been through war in that 43. That 43 has been custom painted also not only by Lloyd Saunders, but also has a little touch of the Randy's wraps involved there. So a little bit of 2 different slices of bread mixed in. But Platt's going to be all right. He's going to slot in there right now in second place, but he's kind of drifting off the corner. Might be a little bit of damage to that number 43 that we don't see.
Either that or it might have shook him up just a little bit, and he's trying to gather it around a little bit. But Chris Brown is still lurking right there on his bumper. But like I said earlier, you can go all the way down in this track, down past that white line. You're absolutely more than welcome to get off the track and go down that way. But remember one thing, as you see the number 4 right there, Matt Grobelny, go down there, these cats don't have to go up that track and give him room to come back up on there. They can keep him pushed all the way down there and force him to go all the way around on the apron.
Luckily for the 4, that didn't happen as Lent let him come back up. This pack right here has been opening up one heck of a lead. As a little love tap between the 28 of Saunders and the 02 of Schwartz. But it looks like they're going to be all right. They're going to be able to work things out and gather both those cars up, as Schwartz is going to go around Saunders. Saunders is going to drop back to 7th. Schwartz now in your 6th position. We're talking about that other pack. The other pack is being led by the 91 of Willie Evernham. Willie Evernham's going to lead the 7 of Hunter Conley, Colton Farrow, Ed Hewitt, Josiah Millen, Jared Hagedorn's back here, Donald Bennett, and then a little bit farther back is going to be the 38 of Cody Levitt and Cole Day. Rudy Cummings also dropping back here into the 19th spot, Andrew Davis 20th, and Doug Ungari, who I think had a connection issue on the start, so gave up the pole position, elected to start at the back. He's still out here running, but a little off the pace.
Yeah, these guys are still, they're doing a great job. I mean, they're giving each other some room right now. Actually, they're racing kind of calm, if you want to know the truth about it. But I can assure you that this is just a small little thunderstorm that's brewing for the big tornado that we're going to see towards the end of this race. And it's going to be a blast to watch, I'm telling you. It's going to get nasty out here. There's no roommates. There's no best friends. There ain't nothing when it comes down to about 20 to go, 15 to go with these guys. Every single one of them, they want to win this very last race of the season. They want their bragging rights. And that even makes it even more dangerous for your 2 points leaders right there that are trying to go for the championship. Because now they got to worry about everybody else out there because they're hungry and they want to win.
Jonathan Platt in that 43 as they're 3 wide. They're battling for second. You saw the 21 of Jeff Bergner come off turn 4 and go high. That allowed the 43 of Platt to get back to the lead. Platt was in the wall a couple laps ago, but it looks like after he caught his breath and gathered his wits right, that 43 now back out front. Chris Brown, though, to his outside. Troy Lent looking to the inside. Elects to go right back behind the 43. He's going to push him down the backstretch, but they're still going to be 2 wide for the first 4 spots as we go off into turn 3 and 4. Schwartz right behind them, and then Matt Grobelny also right behind them. Little gap then back to Danny Valenzuela and Lloyd, who are drafting side or nose detail right there, and then Michael Whitaker just hanging on to this backpack. But up front this time at the line, still going to be the 43 of Jonathan Platt. He's going to lead another lap here. So the lead's just been changing hands faster than we can really talk about it between Platt, Lent, Brown, and Bergner here all night long, just back and forth. Who wants it? Nobody knows. Every lap's a change. That's why we like this league, Bobby. Everybody has a chance. It's sort of like going to Daytona or Talladega with the Cup cars. We're going to go 3 wide here into turn 3. Lent to the inside, Platt in the middle, Brown on the outside. Can those cars on the bottom stick it? Right now, it looks like Platt's going to have the better exit here coming off turn 4. Who's going to get back to the line first? 3 wide at the line. It looks like Jonathan Platt's still going to be your leader here.
Here's the thing that kind of scares you a little bit. You got Craig Swartzen out there in the 0-2. He's behind these guys watching all this take place. And I can guarantee you he's saying, oh, good Lord, boys, don't do nothing stupid up here in front of me and take me out of this dadgum thing.
As right there, you saw him go down into turn 1 and 2. Jonathan Platt just lost the front end of that car, and that 43 car plowed like the dump truck. Now side by side for the lead. It's going to be Chris Brown to the outside, Troy Lent there to the inside. Who's going to have this lap this time at the line as they swerved at each other coming off 4. They got it right, though. They separated. Got about a 90 feet between the two of them. That time at the line, Troy Lent's going to lead another one.
It's a hornet's nest up here, Roger. I'm telling you right now, every single one of these guys, they want a taste of leading this race for a little bit, and they're going to do everything they can to try to do it. As you see right here, the 21 kind of backslid of Jeff Bergner a little bit, and now they're 3 wide back in there. And, of course, you got your points leader sitting right here. He's in the middle of this whole entire thing also. But these guys, they're just, like I said, this is the kind of racing that you expect from these streak stock salt flat league guys right here. Every single lap, man, it's balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall, and everything changes faster than you can blink. But here's an update on your guys who are in your point standings. Here, your top 2. Craig Schwartz currently running in his 5th position as he looks to the inside there of Jeff Bergner going into turn 1. Maybe going to get 4th position here. But your guy who was your points leader coming in, as you see the one of Chris Brown up into the wall coming off turn 2. He got loose through the middle, or tight through the middle and just up into the wall. But your points leader back here all the way in your 16th spot, he's following around Rudy Cummings there. So Colt Day just taking it easy. Still 40 laps here to go.
And something else we got to worry about right now. Have you noticed we have had green flag racing? Green flag pit stops are going to probably have to take effect here. It's a whole different ball game when you got to come in there for a green flag versus normally you're coming in for a caution.
As Bobby, it looks like we're coming up here possibly on some lap traffic in just a couple laps. The 7 of Doug on, or the 07 of Doug Ongari. Not sure what happened as we were checking up on Cole Day, but Jonathan Platt now has a half-second lead over Chris Brown and Troy Lent, who are side by side. So I'm not sure if somebody got loose under somebody and kind of bottlenecked the field, and Jonathan Platt scoots away. It looks like the 07 of Doug Ongari is just going to stay high here. He doesn't want to interfere with the leaders. Hopefully he can catch on to this draft and possibly get the lucky dog if we get a yellow, or maybe he can race his way back around the leaders. But you got a nice 9-car pack up here leading the way. Jonathan Platt now being reeled in by the one of Chris Brown and the 9.56 of Troy Lent. Those are going to be your top 3. Jeff Bergner, though, sitting right now in your 4th spot. Craig Schwartz in 5th. Matt Grobelny is going to be sliding into your 6th position, as it looks like Grobelny's coming down pit road along with Danny Valenzuela.
Yeah, it's about time for these cats to have to come in and get 4 fresh tires and get some fuel in these things.
So the 4 of Grobelny and the 04, Danny Valenzuela, 2 teammates right here coming down pit road, working together. It also looks like the 7 of Hunter Conley and Colton Farrow are also down pit road. These 4 guys work together all the time out here with strategy and whatnot as they're on pit road, but the battle's still up here for the front. Jonathan Platt still leading the way. Troy Lent in 2nd, Chris Brown in 3rd. This is a 3-car battle. It looks like possibly the 43 is coming to pit road. So is the one of Chris Brown. So your top, or 2 guys out of your top 3 coming down pit road, and Craig Schwartz making a late entry. He's going to come down pit road. Chris Brown hard on the brakes, all but sideways there in the 1 car as he came down pit road.
You gotta love the green flag pit stops. They don't get to do them very often, but when they do, man, it's fun to watch.
Last time we saw green flag pit stops that were exciting, that was back when we raced Darlington. That's right, the Lady in Black. The street stocks hung it out on the high side at the Lady in Black. But right now you're watching as your leaders hit pit road. Now that's going to allow Troy Lent to extend his lead. Jeff Bergner's right there with him. Are we maybe you're going to see your 2 leaders here come down pit road. It looks like Bergner's off the pace, Lentz off the pace. Those 2 are going to come down pit road.
And there goes the cone flying by the by Troy Lent there, I believe. 956 car. Good looking car he's got right there, but he decided to drop kick cone right there at the entrance of pit road.
Ed Hewitt also coming down pit road in the 222s. Rudy Cummings coming along with him in the 333s. Willie Evernham also down pit road. Guy who stayed out here this time, though, that's going to be Lloyd Saunders and also Michael Whitaker. 2 guys staying out. Those are your next 2 guys we're probably going to be expecting to come down pit road. As it looks like the 707 of Whitaker's on the apron. He's going to be looking to come this time. Lloyd the Iceman Saunders is going to stay out, though. Some strategy being played here by the 28. A guy who also stayed out, that's going to be the 37 of Cole Day. Cole Day's back here battling. I shouldn't say battling, but he's been with 2 guys the whole race. It's going to be the 124 Jared Hagerdorn and the 38 of Cody Levitt. Those 3 have been together the whole race, and Andrew Davis is also right here. So Cole's probably staying out to try and lead a lap, but right now, Lloyd is spoiling that plan. Lloyd is still out here, and he's still the leader of this race.
That's exactly what Cole's trying to do. He's trying to get that real easy point by leading a lap. I don't blame him. He's probably sitting back here in the back of this pack for the last 25 laps, taking it easy, saving the fuel, so he can go up there and grab himself an easy one.
But this time by Lloyd Saunders still going to stay out front. That's going to put the 37 of Cole Day in second, Andrew Davis in third, and Cody Levitt in 4th place. Those guys are the guys who have yet to come down pit road, so only 4 guys on the lead lap right now.
Now also, you got to remember this too. Cody's pretty smart because he has surrounded himself with guys that he runs other leagues with. So he's very familiar with how those guys run. Those guys are familiar with how he runs, and he feels safe. He's kind of like in a, if you want to call it, a nice little safe little pocket right there.
You call it a safe little pocket, but don't tell Lloyd Saunders that because he's staying out once again. So now 28 laps here from Chicago, and Lloyd's just not bringing that car down just yet. As you can tell, he's all over the place compared to the 07 of Doug Ungari's. Ungari's going to go around him on the outside. Lloyd's having maybe a little tire fall off on the 28 as it looks like he's going to pull it to the apron here. He's going to come to pit road this time. So now if Lloyd comes to pit road this time, as we expect as he is on the apron, what is the 37 of Cole Day going to do? Cole Day's coming right here. Looks like he's going to back her down. He doesn't have enough fuel. He's got to bring it to pit road as the 22 of Davis almost gets into the 37 coming onto pit road. That could have been a disaster for this 37 of Cole Day. But Andrew Davis got it woed down and got that car under control before he hit the 37 a Day. So Day almost having a moment right there.
Yeah, that could have been extremely costly for Cole right there. Luckily that he did gather it up. And I did notice that, again, the teammates, 37 and 38, they came in together. They're going to go out together. I still say those 2 guys are going to work with each other. And I think that they're going to be able to work their way right up into the top. But here's the situation. We're coming up on halfway to go right now. Halfway to go, Roger. I mean, that's quite a bit. If we're getting green flag pit stops, the strategy's thrown out the window. These guys got to hammer down, and they're going to have to make up some dadgum time, and they got to work their way up to the front.
Well, right now, if it stands as it stands with those guys on pit road, that's going to leave the 21 of Jeff Bergner and Troy Lent as the guys who are going to retain the lead here, because looking on pit road, you still got the 38 and the 37 of Levitt and Day still on pit road. So that is going to let us have a new leader here at the halfway point. Did that strategy hurt the 37 and the 38 as they're going to drop way down the speed charts now. They're falling through.
Yeah, I don't know. They got their work cut out for them right here. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
As we see the lap car of Donald Bennett trying to get out of the way of the leaders, and he put that 31 machine into the wall. But he's going to keep her straight, and we're going to stay green flag racing still here. 29 laps in the book. This is going to be the halfway point next time by. Who's going to lead at the halfway point? As we got one heck of a battle still up here for the lead. The 21 of Jeff Bergner, the 956 of Troy Lent, the 02 of Craig Schwartz, Jonathan Platt, the 43. Macro Belney's still hanging right here. Chris Brown, Colton Fierro, Hunter Conley, Danny Valenzuela also just a little bit farther back. But you got 7 guys up here battling it out for that first spot here.
You got 7 guys. Basically, they want to win this race, and you're going to start here halfway to go. You're going to start seeing a little bit of pushing, a little bit of dooring. You're going to see a whole lot of banging going on. As you can see right now, 43 right there, Jonathan Platt just gave Troy Lenn a nice, good little shove right there. What's the word I'm looking for? There's no relaxation whatsoever. These guys are up on the wheel and they are squeezing it tight. And I'm telling you, it's gonna get ugly right here, Roger. I'm telling you, I've said it 100 times. I'm gonna say it again. You better get ready because we about ready to have a shitstorm.
Well, that storm might be a brewing, but Jeff Bergner does not want to hear what you got to say, Bobby, and I'm sure he ain't even going to listen to you. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I don't listen to you, and I think all the guys out here that are tuning in on YouTube, they're probably not listening to you any. But back to the race, Jeff Bergner is out front. He doesn't want to hear Bobby. Jonathan Platt's going to be that guy on the inside in that kind of teal green, if you want to say, 43, and then Troy Lent's going to be the guy on the outside there in that silver car. Craig Schwartz in fourth.
Looks like the 333 and the 07s got into each other here.
Well, that's going to be Rudy Cummings and the new guy, Doug Ungari. Let's see if we can back her up and get one of your MaxSpeedTV replays here. I know it's not what we wanted to see as we went halfway here before we got our first yellow here this evening. Let's go back and see what happened to Rudy Cummings and Doug Ungari. As you see, Rudy Cummings just kind of back here floating around. Doug Ungari a lap down. They were going 3 wide as we came through the tri-oval here, through the front stretch. Josiah Millen to the outside. Ed Hewitt following Josiah Millen. Rudy Cummings is on that white line down on the apron. He goes down into 1. They kind of just sandwich between Millen, Ungari, and Cummings, and that's going to loop the 07 around. Cummings going to get right nose-to-nose with Ungari. Ungari's going to go around. So just a tough racing incident there as they were 3 wide going down into the corner, and it just kind of sandwiched the 07 of Doug Ungari and going to bring out a yellow here.
Yeah, he had absolutely nowhere to go. I'm not too sure. I think Rudy, like I said, when you get off that transition down there, Rudy got back up in there, and sometimes it has a tendency to throw your car up a little bit further than what you anticipated, and that's probably what happened to him. Just got him up there a little bit too close to Ungari and pretty much sandwiched him, and they had nowhere to go.
Everybody coming down pit road. That's on the lead lap. Jonathan Platt leading the way. He's going to hit his pit box. You see him coming right there. He's going to be in for service. Jeff Bergner also coming in for service. Everybody on the lead lap except for possibly the 222s of Ed Hewitt going to be down pit road.
I'm going to probably assume right now they are probably topping off their fuel. Actually, they're probably fine with their tires. They want to get all the fuel they can get in right now. I'm not too sure. Cold day in them. Hopefully their strategy they're playing works out. I'm probably going to say with 27 laps to go, this is not our last caution. If it would have been me, I think I would have just skipped this pit stall and I would have got my track position and got my way back up there again and hopefully got another caution.
Well, the guy who's thinking just like you, that's going to be the 222s of Ed Hewitt, as Ed Hewitt's going to take over the lead here and basically try and hold these guys off. I would say we could get a word in with the 222s of Ed Hewitt, but I'm not sure where he's hiding from us in TeamSpeak. I'd ask him what he's thinking going forward here. He's hiding somewhere on us, Bobby.
Yeah, I know he is.
I think I found the man. I think I found the man, the myth, and the legend all wrapped up into one. Ed Hewitt, you got a copy? It's Roger and Bobby up in the booth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Ed, what's going through your head right now as you saw everybody else come down pit road and you're going to be stuck out there? It looks like on 10-lap old tires. Is that going to play a factor once we go back green flag?
Yeah, I don't think so. This car actually been handling pretty good. And actually, with this last stop we just had, man, I put 4 fresh tires on there. It seemed all right. You still had to lift just a little tiny bit, but jump right back on the gas. It seems perfect.
Well, you talk about it being perfect as we're working lap 35 here. We're coming to 36. Do you have enough gas in the 222s to make it the rest of the way here, or are you going to have to still make one more pit stop?
I think I'm going to have to do one more pit stop to get some fuel in this thing. I don't think we can make it all the way, but at all.
Well, Ed, good luck the rest of the way. You're driving that Bud Light car out there with a Max Speed logo. We appreciate the Max Speed logo on the car, and well, maybe you can send Bobby and I a couple of those Bud Lights.
There you go. I sure will.
I'll tell you what, Ed, this is Bobby up here. I like your strategy, my friend. Just before this caution had happened, I had told my little buddy Roger up here, I says, you know what, they need a caution, and Cole and these guys need to stay out and get some track position because we're down to 25 laps to go in this race. I like what you're doing right here, buddy. You might be onto it.
Yeah, thanks a lot there, Bobby. Yeah, we'll give it all we can give it. You know what I mean? That's all we can do, and hope for the best.
Absolutely, Ed. Well, hey, good luck the rest of the way. Try and keep the triple twos up front and clean, and hopefully we can speak with you at the end of this one.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
That was Ed Hewitt. Ed's out front right now in the triple two. Started back there in your 14th position. Led 2 laps here under caution. Bobby, they're lining up to go green flag racing once again once we come back here to the start-finish line. Just under halfway left of this race here for the finale. Just to give you an update on where your top 2 point standing guys are. Craig Schwartz is running in second. Cole Day now with a little bit of strategy help now running in the 6th position. But Bobby, I don't think if we get that yellow that Cole Day was going to have the outcome to this race if it stayed green that he was looking for.
I don't know for sure. It's a possibility. I think you might be right. The one thing that I do know is these guys love to race. I've told you this before. You know it. We're over halfway right now. This is starting to get ugly right here. The storm is brewing. These guys are going to really start beating and banging each other as we're going to get the green flag coming in right now. They have got to tighten it up. They got to get out front, especially Craig Schwartz, and he's trying so hard. As you can see, they're bumping and banging each other already. The triple two almost got into your points leader. He's trying to get out front right now. He needs to get away from these guys as best as he can. But you know what? These things are a herd of turtles. You are not going to outrun anybody and just run away with this. That's correct. And what you're seeing right now, these guys are starting to get a little bit crazy out here. But hey, look who's in the picture right now. He sat back there. He ran around. He stayed quiet. He's working his way up. He knows it's go time right now. And right there he is, Cole Day, sitting back there, watching these 4 cats up in front of him fight this thing out. And he's just waiting to be able to sneak through and make a move.
Ed Hewitt, who was your leader here on that initial restart, now finds himself in the middle of a 3-wide situation on those older tires. Now it's going to work down to a 2-wide as we go 2x2 all the way through your top 10.
Now look who you got behind Cole Day. If there's one guy in this whole entire freaking field that I want behind me pushing, that's Chris Brown. Chris Brown, he could get you through anything just about. And watch him. He's staying right on him. He pushed him all the way up into the 3rd position. This is getting good.
This is getting good. We're still green flag racing here with the Salt Flat Racing Leagues. As you see everybody in contention. There at the beginning of the race, you saw kind of 2 packs forming up. Not no more. Laps are winding down. There is a title on the line here as you see Jonathan Platt kind of blinking in and out, having a connection issue right in front of your 2 championship leaders, the 37 of Day and the 02 of Schwartz. Hopefully that doesn't affect your leaders as you saw. Ooh, the one of Chris Brown getting a little loose coming off turn 2. They're going to go 3 wide now into turn 3. Bergner on the inside, Brown to the middle, Jonathan Platt on the outside. Platt had to take evasive maneuvers there as the one kind of came up a little going into turn 3. That's going to shuffle Platt now all the way back to the 4th position, being under fire from the 37 of Cole Day.
And that's going to stick Schwartz right there in the number 2 position. He's going to shove the dickens out of that 21 of Jeff Bergner to try to clear Chris Brown so they can kind of get away from him and kind of get out of this little shitstorm we got going on right now. Nobody wants to get tangled up with each other because right now, at this stage of the race, if anybody gets in anybody and takes anybody out, their night's done. They're over with.
But back out front, though, as it is like a hornet's nest up here now at the front. Bergner still out front. Schwartz in 2nd. Brown 3rd. Hunter Conley now coming to the dance, making it up into the top 3. Then it's going to be Chris Brown, Jonathan Platt, Cole Day. There's your top 6 guys. top 5, guys, as it changes every second. Always exciting here is Ed Hewitt in the triple twos into the wall, going down into turn 1. He was up into the wall there a little bit, so that's going to scrape a little momentum out of the triple twos. But looks like he's got it going, and we're going to stay green flag racing, and out front still going to be the 21 of Bergner, and now it looks like the 02 of Craig Schwartz is looking to the outside, being pushed by the number 1 of Chris Brown.
He's not only being pushed, he's being literally shoved all around there. It looks like he's going into the turns like a sprint car sideways.
Well, you say sprint car, and those two guys, they've raced dirt together very often. The 02 of Craig Schwartz and the 1 of Chris Brown. They're always out there running dirt. They're always saying, Roger, Bobby, come run dirt. And we're like, you don't want to see that. But, hey, they're putting on one heck of a show here on the asphalt alone. They're just driving these street stocks like it's on dirt.
17 to go at the line, and you can throw a blanket over these 7 cars right here.
Hunter Conley now looking to possibly be making it 3 wide as they're going to go down into turn number 3, 3 wide. Conley to the inside. And then it's going to be Bergner in the middle and Schwartz to the outside. Bergner kind of drifts up. The 02 of Schwartz had to kind of get out of it as now they're literally nose to tail. Chris Brown was all over the back end of that 02 machine, and he was trying to lift to let Bergner get in so they didn't get together and spin him. And Brown said, no, let's go. Fortunately, though, they worked it out. Bergner did get in front of the 02, and Brown did not spin the 02. Or, sorry, the 21 of Bergner, and the 02 did not get spun by the 1. 17 laps to go.
Dicey up front is an understatement right now, Roger. I'll tell you that. These guys are all over the place. They're beating and banging each other like crazy. Basically, it's who's going to be able to hold on, white knuckle ride it all the way for the next 16 laps.
Well, 16 to go this time at the line. Who's going to lead it? Looks like Platt's not waiting around. He wants to go back to the front. They're going to be 3 wide at the line. That time at the line, it looked like Bergner's going to lead another one here. Bergner, Conley, Platt, 3 wide. Platt now on the apron. He's going to slide up. Everybody avoids him. He almost was into the door of the 02. Now that's going to leave the inside lane open. Grobelny's going to go around him to the inside.
I'll tell you what, you got to have a dadgum throat lodger. There's so many dadgum changes up here going on, Roger, but this is right here is what it's all about. That's what these guys have waited for right now. There's no love lost for anybody. There's no friends. There's no anything. The only thing these guys see is they see a bumper in front of them that they can push and hit and bang and get out of their way. And that's exactly what they're doing. As you see right there, Chris Brown.
Oh, no!
21. They're still beating each other. Colday barely misses it. 43 is sideways. He gathers it up. He's still sideways. And they're 4 wide behind him, and they're still hitting each other.
Amazing driving done by the 43 of Jonathan Platt as he was all out of shape. He was sideways on the apron, sideways in front of the pack. He gathers it up. He's going to lose positions, but he still has control of that car. We still got 14 laps to go this time at the line. Jonathan Platt now back to your 7th position. Hunter Conley out front. Craig Schwartz 2nd. Jeff Bergner 3rd. Matt Grobelny 4th. Chris Brown 5th. Josiah Millen inside your top 5. And Colday in 6th. What a battle we have here for the finale for the Salt Flat guys. Woo! Bobby, this is one heck of a race coming down to the wire.
It's coming down to the wire, all right. I'll tell you what. Right now, I watch Craig Schwartz all over Hunter Conley's butt right now, but then he backed off a little bit, and that allowed the 21 of Jeff Bergner to get up in here. So bad Craig Schwartz wanted to get up there and take that lead and try to drive away and so he could kind of calm down and feel safe. But he is not happy with this 3rd place at all. He doesn't care where Colday's at. And you can watch him, watch his driving. He wants to win this race. He wants to win the championship. He wants the whole 9 yards.
He wants the whole 9 yards, as you say, as laps are winding down here. Just a handful of laps left here. 13 laps to be exact. Sorry about the timing and scoring, folks, as it's showing people 14 laps down. That is incorrect. Not sure what's going on. I can tell you that it shows everybody except for, I believe, the 31 of Donald Bennett and the 07 of Doug Ungari are on your lead lap here. But your leader is going to be Hunter Conley. Was Hunter Conley as he kind of drifted up coming off turn 4. And that allowed Jeff Bergner to go back underneath him on the inside. So you got 3 cars, and then you got the pack behind them.
That pack behind him is sitting right there is where Colday is sitting in that 8th position right now. He has got a lot of time to make up and a short time to do it in. As you can see right now, they're still battling it out. These 3 cats.
Oh, the 07 of Doug Ungari's around on the backstretch. Doug Ungari around. Rudy Cummings also involved here. That's going to bring a late race caution here. Let's see if we can go back and get another max speed replay and see what happened between the 333s of Rudy Cummings and the 07 of Doug Ungari.
That is definitely not what Craig Swartz wanted to see right now.
Well, let's go back and see what happened to these guys as Rudy Cummings is on the outside of the 07. Looks like Whitaker's pushing the 333s down into the corner. Andrew Davis also back here. As it looks like just coming off the corner, the 07 of Doug Ungari drifts up, gets Ungari turned around, then he's going to come back down the track and collect. It looked like Jared Hagerdorn also being involved there. Yep, there's Jared Hagerdorn also. Let's see, maybe we can back it up and go on board and see exactly what we can see here from the inside cockpit view of Rudy Cummings' car coming off turn 2. You see right there, you see Doug Ungari barely there onto the inside, and maybe just guys, that's kind of more like a racing battle as just ran out of real estate. I mean, not really any fault you could see from the 333's cockpit. But that might end the day here for the 333 of Rudy Cummings.
Looks like Bergner and the other one, I'm not sure which one was up there fighting. There was so many of them fighting for the lead, Roger, I can't even keep track anymore. But all I know right now is two cats went into the pit stops, and Craig Swartz is out there in the #1 position with Chris Brown, Matt Grobelny sitting in 3rd. Looks like 4th place is probably going to possibly be your 2nd points leader of Cole Day. Now this is going to get interesting. You're probably going to have 8 to go when you take the green flag, and these cats just got bunched up together here a little bit closer.
That's right. It looks like the 43 of Jonathan Platt coming down pit road, the 956 Troy Lent, the 21 of Jeff Bergner, 91 of Willie Evernham, 38 of Cody Levitt, the 707 of Michael Whitaker, Josiah Millen in the 40, also coming down pit road. Jared Hagerdorn along with that, Donald Bennett, Ed Hewitt, Doug Ungari, Rudy Cummings. Actually still out there trying to get a little bit of repairs done on that 333s yet. Maybe he can possibly get back out here and finish this one. But out front is going to be the 02 of Craig Swartz. Chris Brown sitting there in the 2nd position. Matt Grobelny 3rd. Cole Day in 4th. Colton Fierro 5th. For the people who are out there wondering why we're not interviewing any of your guys in the points championship, we're trying to give them the respect and give them the concentration that they need to see who can bring home the championship here, as they've been battling all year, and right now is not the time that you want to sit there and try and pick at them and, you know, get what you can out of them. You just kind of let them go and let them figure out what they're going to do.
You know something, Roger? I got to put this little plug in for me and you, especially for me. Do you know how many times we said the #4, Matt Grobelny's last name, correct in this race?
Actually, Bobby, you might not believe this or not, but he actually has a running tally going. And throughout the beginning of the year, I believe it was about 46 times.
Exactly, and probably all 45 of the 46 we said his last name wrong. But you know what? We're on our toes because why? This is our last race of the year, so we're making sure we're getting everybody's last name right. So I'm going to say it again to get the tally up. Grobelny, 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 Grobelny.
All right, Bobby, as you say that, let's see if we can get a word in with one of the drivers out there. Let's see if we can get a word in with Jonathan Platt. Bobby, I know you can't hear him, but I got him on microphone. John, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
John, as we saw you battling up front all night, it looks like you led 12 laps here tonight, electing to come down pit road. What's the strategy play here for you in the 43?
Well, tires are a big difference here, so, I mean, at the last second I saw that everybody was staying out, so I ended up taking 2, so, I don't know. We're going to give them hell and see what we can do.
Do you think you have enough time, as it's going to be 7 to go once we go back green flag racing, to possibly get back to the front and snatch a W here tonight?
I don't know if it's enough time, but I'm for damn sure going to try.
Now, tell us about the racing out there real quick, because we know you got the 1 to go signal that time at the line, but tell us how the racing's been out there.
We're slipping and sliding absolutely everywhere, but it's a ton of fun, man. It's a blast.
Well, as it looks like a ton of fun up here in the booth with Bobby and myself watching it, we're pretty much losing our voices, running out of breath here at the moves you guys are making. But hey, give it all she's got there, and just so you know, you got one heck of a fan club out there on YouTube following you right now. So don't let them down.
Yeah, tell Rainey and Kylie I love them.
Well, they're out there. They hear you, Guy. Good luck the rest of the way. There you heard it. There was your interview. You guys called for that interview. He's not in the points championship, so we gave it to you. But right now, that pace car, we're waiting for it to come off the banking, and the O2 is going to get this thing wound back up here. Hopefully for the last time here tonight, we're going to say we're waiting on the pace car to come off the track. Here comes the pace car for hopefully the final time. We're going to go back racing here with 7 laps to go in the season finale for the Salt Flat Racing League. Green flag's in the air. Craig Swartz is your leader, and he's on the loud pedal. He's going to get one heck of a start. But right behind him is going to be Matt Grobelny to the inside, Chris Brown to the outside, and then it's going to be Cole Day sliding into 4th.
Cole Day's got to watch himself because he's got Colton Fiore right there on his back bumper, too. He's got to drive basically with his eyes in the front and eyes in the back as he just darted up in front of Chris Brown to get that 3rd place position. He's probably hoping Chris Brown to give him a good little shove because I'm telling you, Cole Day right now, he is driving his heart out.
Right now, if the race ended, I believe Craig Schwartz would be your championship winner, and Cole Day knows that. Cole Day is on the hunt. 6 to go this time at the line. Schwartz, your leader. Grobelny 2nd, Day 3rd, Brown 4th, Farrow there in your 5th position. Danny Valenzuela up to 6th, Andrew Davis in 7th, Hunter Conley 8th, Jonathan Platt in 9th.
Caution is out.
Well, we may have just did a broadcaster's jinx as we talked to that number 43 of Jonathan Platt right there under yellow, and now we're going to be back under yellow, and it did involve the 43 of Jonathan Platt. Let's go back on a MaxSpeedTV replay and see what happened to that 43. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, Randy, this is going to be your fault. Well, right there you see him going down into the corner, Lent to the inside, Saunders in the middle, Saunders just getting into the left rear, Platt going around. Looks like Levitt's going to be involved, and then I believe something else happened here once we, looks like Saunders just lost it on the apron underneath the number 40. He came back up onto the track, collects the number 222 of Ed Hewitt. So a couple of guys getting involved in this late. Let's see if we go back. Maybe we can see what happened from a different angle here. Let's see if we can go on board here with the 38 of Cody Levitt. Let's see what he's seen going down into turn 1. As you see the 3 wide in front of you, you see 2 cars get together. Platt goes around. Nowhere for the 38 of Levitt to go. Levitt finds the outside wall. He gathers it up. And I know these guys have a quick repair, but this is not what you want to see, especially with the laps winding down the way they are. Once we go back green flag racing, and we will go back green flag racing for 1 lap. 1 lap is all we're going to have here tonight.
Hey, Roger, here's the scenario. You cannot write a script like this. I don't care if you're Hollywood. You cannot write this out any better than the scenario you've got right now. And what this is, you have got the O2 of Craig Swartz leading this race, number 1 in the points. 2nd position, which is going to be on the high side on this restart, Matt Grobelny. Here's the kicker. Your 2nd place in points, Cole Day is starting behind Craig Swartz. Now, you tell me that's not going to be a show.
Well, we are definitely gearing up for one heck of a show over here with the Salt Flat Boys as... Bobby, like you said, you couldn't write this. It came down to the last race of the season between 2 guys, 2 teammates, 2 friends. I know that's not the first time you heard us say it tonight, and it won't be the last time you're going to hear us say that tonight. But what more do you want? These guys bring excitement week in and week out, and now you're going to get one final taste of the excitement. 2 friends, 2 teammates, 1 point. First one back to the start-finish line, once we go back green flag racing, they are going to win it.
I'm telling you. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Hollywood needs to watch this thing on YouTube and take some notes, because you know what? This right here is better than any Days of Thunder movie you could ever think of. It doesn't get any better than this.
Now, Bobby, I know the laps are winding down, and I know what kind of racer you are. But if it came down between you and me, and I was in front of you for the points championship, are you putting the chrome horn to me coming through 3 and 4?
If I can get to your bumper without a shadow of a doubt, I'm not going to take you out, but I am going to do everything I can to move you up in a higher line and get you a little bit loose. Exact same thing that they did up in NASCAR with the champion you got right now. He had to do the exact same thing to number 78, to get into the championship points, it does not matter. And I know darn well if it was reversed, you would stick the chrome bumper right to me.
Well, I wouldn't let it come down to 1 lap to go. I would have put you in the fence to start with, so I would have known it was an easy race the rest of the way.
Well, you see, I'm just a little bit, what can I say? I'm a little older than you, and I'm a little bit nicer.
Well, I don't know
But
about
no,
the nicer
I
thing.
would
Definitely
put you,
older.
I would put you out of my way, definitely. No doubt about it. If my mother is up in front of me, I would boot her out of the way. And you know what? So would everybody else in these top 4 cats sitting right here, right now.
Well, Bobby, we might get the 1 to go here this time at the line, and we might be able to get these wound back up. We got 3 to go now. Are we going to get the lights here on the pace car off? There they go. Lights on the pace car are off. When we come back to the stripe here, it's going to be the first one back to the start-finish line. If you're just tuning in here on YouTube, you missed one heck of a race here for the Salt Flat guys. This is the season finale. It came down to 2 guys for the championship. The guy who's out front, the 0-2 of Craig Schwartz, came into this race 1 point back. The guy who was leading the points, sitting in third, he's going to start right behind him. That's his teammate, the 37 of Cole Day. Right now, whoever's going to come back to the start-finish line first, guarantee it, they're going to win the championship. Schwartz has the bonus point for leading a lap. Day has the bonus point for gaining the most positions here this evening. So, if you're tuning in, if you're thinking about getting up to go to the bathroom right now, forget it. Sit back down. This is what you want to hear. This is what you want to see. Waiting for that pace car to get off the track one final time. When the pace car ducks off, it's on, like Donkey Kong, and we're waiting for that car to come off the track. You can guarantee Schwartz is going to go right away. Pace car is off. You hear it. Schwartz is on the loud pedal. He's going to get away first. He's going to fire off. He's going to have about a car length lead over the 37 of Day. Grobelny, though, is going to battle him real tough on the outside. Doesn't look like the 37 has quite the momentum built up into that car yet, as Grobelny's actually going to split him. Grobelny's going to slot in there in between your 2 points championship contenders.
Grobelny could be the one that could be the spoiler alert for Cole Day right now, but I'm going to tell you, Chris Brown is behind him, giving him a shove of his life when he gets an opportunity, because he has no choice. If you watch right now, that's exactly what's going to happen. Cole has got to get around that number 4 of Matt Grobelny and even have any kind of a shot here.
As it comes off turn 4, he's not going to have it. The 0-2 of Craig Schwartz is going to come across the line here and be the victor tonight. Matt Grobelny's going to slot second. Cole Day is going to lose out by just that much. 1 car. He's going to bring that 37 home in the 3rd spot. Craig Schwartz is going to walk away as your champion here with the Salt Flat Racing League. What a race we just watched. What a season we saw. It came down to 2 guys, and they were battling it out there for the win here at it.
It doesn't get any better than this. It can't get any better than this. Like I said before, Hollywood couldn't even write a script better than this. And I'll tell you right now, people, if you guys for the first time tuned into this dadgum league, you need to come out here and either race with these guys or stay watching this league, because in my opinion, this league right here is some of the best racing that you are going to find.
Absolutely. Well, Bobby, we're going to step away for a moment. It might take us just a little bit longer than normal, as we do got to get the exact confirmation from race control from the admins and get these points all tallied up to 100%. We do know Craig Schwartz is going to definitely be your winner here tonight. Matt Grobelny's going to come home 3rd. Cole Day's 4th. Don't go away. We're going to get to your top 3. This is going to be a longer process than normal. We're going to talk to your top 3. We're going to talk to your top 2 in your points championship. And then we got something special lined up at the end. So if you're just tuning in, stick around. You're going to want to have to hear what these guys all have to say after this one. Welcome back, race fans. If you missed this one, you're definitely going to have to go back to find out what happened in between here in the between now and the beginning of the race, because let us tell you, it was one heck of a race. We had the beginning part of this race go green for 30-odd laps, Bobby. I'm not sure on the exact number. We saw green flag pit stops. We saw the lead change more than Bobby changes his underwear in a year. So that in itself is a feat. And, you know, it came down to two guys for a points title, two friends that came down to the points title, and they battled it out at the end on the last lap. Unfortunately, we'll get to them next. We're going to have to talk to the guy who came up a little bit short, wasn't in quite contention for the points championship, but he came home second place.
First of all, I got to say, Roger, after watching this race right here, I can guarantee you I've got to go in the house and change my underwear. How about you, Matt Grobelny? You got a copy on me?
I'm here. How you guys doing?
Hey, I got to tell you what, pal. It looked like you was definitely going to possibly be a spoiler on this race, sitting there in that second position, going for the win on this race. Cole Day had to try to get around you in order to get to the bumper of Craig Swartz and kind of put it to him so he even had any kind of a chance to win this thing. But you know what? You was the spoiler alert sitting there in that second place position, and you almost pulled it off for a win.
Yeah, I knew those two were out there battling for that championship, but hey, a win is a win out here, and I was still trying for my first one, so I had to give it to them all and make sure they earned it out there.
That's exactly what we like about this league in racing. Every single one of you cats, you give it 110%. There's no love lost. Doesn't matter if you're best friends, boyfriends, or what, roommates. It don't matter, you guys. You race your tail end off, and that's what gives the thumbs up in this league. Now, I got to tell you right now, you knew those two guys were going for this championship. You knew that you were in the middle between them. Basically, you care less. You wanted to win, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew if I pulled away the win, it was just making it that much more interesting on who got more bonus points and who got the extra points for finishing second or third. I just knew going halfway through the race, I was talking to my guys who were behind me. I had no idea how I ended up in the middle of those two, but I did it.
Well, congratulations. You come home with a second-place finish. Is there anybody out there that you would like to thank since the season is over and you get to take a break? And by the way, go back and watch this race all over again. Get your pen ready and your paper ready, because I said your dadgum last name right every single time in this race. First time all year.
I was about to say it only took you all year. But I have to thank the guys over at SFR, the three admins who helped put this league together, our sponsors, the guys who donated, the viewers out there. And then especially I got to thank you guys up in the booth. You guys did a hell of a job this year. And then I got to thank all the drivers, because without them, none of us would be here.
Matt, looking forward to seeing you here next time when this season pops up and fires back up and gets going again. Congratulations, and enjoy your little off season, if you will. But one more time, for old time's sake, ladies and gentlemen, the second place finisher of the last race of the season, Matt Grumbly.
Thank you very much there, Bobby. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Well, now, Bobby, I believe the counter for saying Matt's last name, I think we've hit 50 at this point now with you.
I know. I didn't want to be perfect. That's too high of a bar for me. Who you got now to talk to?
Well, Bobby, it's going to come down to your 2 points leaders, or if you want to say leaders, or the two that were battling it out. As we got Cole Day up next. He came home in the third position. He knew he came into this race with a 1-point lead. Unfortunately, the strategy he tried playing, Bobby, wasn't working in the beginning, and that mid-race caution actually probably saved him, and he's going to come home with a third-place finish. Unfortunately, not going to walk away with your points championship here tonight. Cole Day, do you got a copy, though, to tell us about this evening?
Yes, I do.
Well, Cole, tell us about the evening. What was your strategy play coming in?
Well, we only had one fast repair this evening, and iRacing lately has been having some issues with optional damage taking way longer than what all the racers feel like it should. So I was that was just kind of in the back of my head. So I just tried to play a real conservative race, and I actually thought there was going to be a lot more cautions because generally when we have these sort of pack racing setup and tracks with these cars, there's generally more cautions. And I really thought there would be more because after, the tires kind of wore in, the cars really started getting tight. So I really thought that there would be more cautions, and it just really didn't work out.
Yeah, not a lot of cautions. Only, I believe it was, what, Bobby? 3 cautions for 12 laps?
That's correct.
3 cautions for 12 laps is probably one of the best races we've seen all year. Tell us about your whole year in general with that 37 machine and working with, actually, the 02 of Craig Schwartz. We saw it week in and week out. You both were just pretty much nose to tail, and this was the first race we didn't see you guys working together.
Yeah, normally when we come to a race here with the Salt Flat Racing League, we always just try to be aggressive and just use our I guess, friendship and just communication to work together to get that edge over everyone else. And coming into the last race of the season, first and second points, it really worked out. And Craig just stuck to that strategy, you know, qualifying. I think he got qualified second, and ran in that front pack the whole time. And I didn't think that's not how I really wanted to run the race. I just was trying to be a little bit more conservative, and he just barely got me in the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up just a little bit short here for the championship. That 37 coming home there in 3rd place. Well, Cole, is there anybody you got to thank out there? I mean, it's been all year. I mean, actually, Bobby, you got anything to add?
You know what, Cole? I was rooting for you the whole race. You've raced your butt off all season long. You're a fun cat to watch. You let it all hang out every race. Congratulations. You come up a little short this time, but you know what? In my opinion, all I think that did was put fuel to the fire and lit a fire underneath your butt for the next season coming around.
Oh, yeah, I sure did. I already can't wait. I'm counting the days down already.
I kind of figured you would be. Congratulations. Excellent job. Probably one of the best races that I've ever broadcasted. I just wish my partner was better looking than what I've got right now, and it would have been an absolute perfect race to be around. But you know what? I can't have everything. But congratulations again, and we'll see you next season.
Thanks, Bobby.
Well, Bobby, you want to talk about somebody that's better looking? Well, I'm going to give it to you right now. The guy who won the race, came in second in the points, he's going to walk away here as your points champion. And if you know what he looks like, well, maybe he's better looking to you than me, but I'm going to guess not. That's going to be the 02 of Craig Schwartz. Craig, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, first off, Craig, we got to congratulate you. And, you know, you're going to come out of here with a 10-point lead. You started the night off 1 point down. You're going to come out of here with a 10-point lead. Pretty much walk us through what your strategy was here tonight.
Oh, well, it just beat Cole, basically. Well, I told you guys before the race I wanted to qualify first and get that extra point, but fortunately, Mr. Lent beat me by about 13,000, so that didn't work out. So I knew I had to lead a lap early on, and I think you guys saw I was kind of aggressive there at the start because I knew I wanted to lead a lap, so we'd at least be tied in points just for the rest of the race if Cole didn't lead a lap. And after I did that, I tried to just fall back. Usually, you know, we kind of try to hang around the back because people are pretty aggressive at the start, and it was the same way this race, and it's kind of dangerous for me being up front, but I knew if I wanted to beat Cole, we got to do something different. So just tried to hang around up there and try not to get too aggressive, just kind of hang at the back of the front pack. So, and on the off chance that it did get a long green flag run, we had the green flag pit stop, so I was going to be able to pit before him and kind of make my mind up and decide everything for myself. And fortunately, it worked out that way. You know, usually we have a caution before we have a green flag pit stop at the start of the race, so that was really nice that it worked out my way. And the rest of the race, I was just thinking I'm just going to try and stay up front, stay in front of Cole. And, you know, we know who we're racing, so it didn't really matter where we finished just as long as we beat one another. So that was kind of strategy for the rest of the race, and cautions kind of fell my way where I was able to stay up front there and came down to that last lap. Man, I wish Cole would have started second, so we got door banged, but it was a great race, and it just worked out.
Were you worried towards the end of that one when you saw when that late race caution did wave and you looked up in the mirror, you looked at your relative, and you saw that the 37 was right there? Were you worried that possibly he was, you know, we talked about it up in the booth, was he going to Joey Logano you going down into the last corner?
Cole's a way cleaner racer than Joey Logano, that's for damn sure. But, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen there. I didn't know if he was going to pit. That last caution, you know, it's kind of good that I got that last caution, because right before that, the 4 car, Matt, he bumped me a little bit out of 4, and I mean, I lost a lot of momentum. He was going to get by me, and Cole was probably going to, or I'm not sure, whoever was behind was going to come with him. So I knew Cole was up there, so that kind of worked out. And then, and when Cole stayed out, and I knew we were going to be lined up together, we've done that many times. Just whether it's him in front of me or me in front of him, it's just we know what we're going to do on the restarts, and it's just made you nervous, just because you're fighting for a lot more than just the race. But I knew Cole was going to race me clean, and I knew it was going to be a good race no matter what happened, and I'm glad it ended up the way it did.
Yeah, it's good for you. And all around, when you really think about it, it's good for the Do It For Dale team. You're going to come home as your winner and your points champion. Cole coming up just shy, finishing 3rd here tonight and just shy in the point standings. And your other teammate out there, Cody Levitt, he's going to bring that 38 machine home. He's going to finish 4th in points. So a good showing all around for you guys. But now think back on your schedule here, and I'm not sure what Bobby thinks, but what was your favorite track on the schedule? What was the best race that you could remember for the season?
Oh man, I think this last race had to be the best one. I mean, that was just awesome racing all throughout. I mean, everybody was aggressive, but everybody was kind of keeping their heads about them. Nobody was trying to wreck each other. If somebody got into somebody, everybody backed off, gave them room, let them recover. I mean, tonight was just the best race of the whole year. I wish I could have been there for Gateway. That would have been a good race too, I feel like, because obviously it's not as much pack racing. It takes a little bit more work behind the wheel. But definitely here, I got to say, Las Vegas, that finish with the 123 of Cody Griffin, that was a finish to remember. So definitely here in Las Vegas, those were great races this year, and it was really fun to be a part of them.
Well, absolutely. Well, I'm going to hand the mic over to Bobby. I think he has a couple words for you, but hey, congratulations once again.
Hey, thanks, Roger.
Well, you did it. You did it, Greg. You got to be proud of yourself. You ran great all season long. You won quite a few races. It seems like your butt just absolutely fits perfectly with these stock cars. What is it about these stock cars that you feel that basically you like so much?
Well, I'm not really sure. I race stock cars in real life, but it's on dirt. They're way different, so I'm not sure how much translates other than being a little underpowered. But I think when I first got iRacing, I was using a controller, and that was kind of hard just because you don't have any force feedback, obviously, in the controller. So I got to learn a lot about just the lines on iRacing. Obviously, there's just iRacing, just the best racing game there is out there. So just learning how to race well. And then when I finally got a wheel, I spent a lot of time in stock cars racing and trying to get my license up. And that was it was a lot of fun going to a lot of short tracks like South Boston, Oxford Fields, I think it's called, and then like Bristol is a fun race, and just places like that. It was just I learned a lot about it when I first started racing this car. I raced in a lot, and then as far as like going through the race and just knowing we're making the right decisions, I can't thank the teammates Cody and Cole enough. There's more guys in there like Donald, Jared, Josiah. We're all sitting in the channel and talk together all throughout the race. Without those guys, it makes it a lot harder because you're kind of on your own and you don't know if your strategy is going to work out. But having guys like, especially Cole and Cody, us three kind of work together the most throughout the year. Just they're always there to help, and we're helping each other, and just strategizing with them. I don't think any of us would have been in the top 4 without each other. So it made for a good year, and I'm glad we could all get a great finish to the end of the year.
Yeah, what I've always said, Craig, was basically these stock cars is just nothing. Every time you guys are out there running this, it ain't nothing to me more than like basically a Saturday night at your local home track watching them beat bang.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I grew up going to a track called Eldora in Ohio, and my dad raced there for a long time, and that was a lot what I did when I was too young to race myself. It was just going and hanging out, and these races, they kind of make you feel like that just because it's not all the top fastest cars with like a big following, but it's guys that really love racing, and we like to put on a good show, and we all respect each other.
All right, my friend, congratulations. Kick back, have yourself a cold one. You deserve it. And looking forward to seeing you here next season when it starts up.
Yeah, 10-4, guys. Thanks to everybody who puts on this league. It's a lot of fun, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting all year. You guys do a great job. And I look forward to racing you guys some more.
All righty, my friend. You take care and enjoy this win.
Woo!
Well, there you heard it, Bobby, the points champion, having fun out there. Not used to driving on asphalt, I guess you want to say. He's used to driving these street stocks on dirt at Eldora Speedway, but transitioning here to the asphalt in a street stock, like he said, underpowered, and just kind of maybe fits his driving style as he turned a lot of laps. But Bobby, we had a great season over here. We joined this league not knowing what it was quite about, other than they were going to run some street stocks and they were going to put them on larger tracks here, like Chicago and Michigan. We stopped at Pocono, Darlington, Dover, and we were all over Gateway. It turned out to probably be one of the best leagues that we could have broadcasted because it brought excitement no matter where they went.
When we first heard they're going to bring street stocks into some of these bigger speedway tracks and stuff, we kind of looked at each other and went, what? But you know what? There was a vision of this one character. The one guy right here decided he was going to bring these street stocks up into these super speedways and stuff and try to make a league out of it and see what it would happen. Well, you know what? The France family ain't got shit, I'm sorry, over Danny Valenzuela, because this was his dream. This was his little baby that he took and ran with it, and I believe you got him right now to talk to him about it. But I think what a phenomenal idea he had.
That's right. We do have the man Danny Valenzuela up here with us. Danny, you got a copy?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Well, Danny, we're doing outstanding. We just broadcasted something that you envisioned here. You had a little help. You had Matt Grobelny. Matt's actually still in the booth with us also yet. You also had a couple other guys, that helped you out through the year, Colton Farrow, and I believe you also had Hunter Conley tagging along sometimes when he wasn't out river dancing. But tell us more about Salt Flat Racing and what you guys envision coming into this season, and what do you have going forward here? Because you guys are coming back for season 2 here. I believe it's in the middle of January.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be back starting up racing. January 16th will be our first week back. But originally it was just the 4 of us out driving, having a good time here on iRacing, and thinking, what kind of racing do we want to do? We like the tight pack racing, but a lot of those faster cars seems to get messy with the races and everything like that. A little bit of contact and it's all over. With these cars, we were able to put together something that you could push a little bit harder, beat and bang a little bit, and still be okay, and guys could still come out and have a good time. Going into the season, we were pretty nervous about it because, like you said, these cars don't go to most of these tracks we took them to this season. We started out with Charlotte, and that's a given. Everybody races there. Phoenix was we're starting to see that it was coming together, but for me it was Pocono. When we hit Pocono and that race went as well as it did and the cars ran the way we wanted them to, that's when I realized, we got something that's going to work.
Yeah, and you guys definitely hit something on the head. You talking about larger scale tracks, we saw you guys run at Daytona, and you guys put on one heck of a show there for your all-star race. Let me see if I can pull up your schedule here, and let's maybe talk through your schedule as that's coming up for next year. There's your 2019 schedule. We start the year off. Last year, Daytona was the all-star race. What made you guys put it for week 1 this year?
We just decided that it was a fun race. Everybody had kind of a good time. We're going to tweak the setup a little bit, hopefully make it a little more drivable, and open it up with someplace everybody's always excited to go.
Yeah, Daytona is one of those races that's always, exciting when you run any kind of actual like Xfinity or truck or actually the K&N car. And we're going to throw the street stocks back there once again and make them go side by side and beat and bang. And you can do that at 100. I think we got up to about 165 or something like that, 155 possibly, maybe a little less out there. And they put on one heck of a show. Looking through the schedule, though, what do you think is going to be the biggest curveball here for your 2019 schedule?
We decided to mix things up quite a bit for this coming season. We're hitting some smaller tracks. We're headed to Eldora. We're going to hit some dirt there towards the end of the season. I think the biggest curveball we got coming though is that Roval. With the oval track racers, we're going to make them do some right-hand turns and see what happens.
Absolutely. Matt, you're also up here in the booth. What track do you think, other than a Roval, might give these guys a little bit of a fit?
Personally, I might be Langley, just being how small the track is. I want to say the figure eight, but we're just going to go out there and have a blast out there in the figure eight, and hopefully no one takes it too serious, but it's definitely going to be a good time.
Yeah, Matt, you're a dirt racer yourself. I've actually seen you in quite a few dirt races out there, so I'm sure you're looking towards Week 10 Eldora. Tell us about that. Is that going to be a points-paying race next year? I also see that you guys are going to do heats and a B main to the feature.
Hello, you guys got me?
We still have you.
All right, yeah, my mic cut out. Definitely Eldora. It's going to be a blast out there. We're going to definitely test some guys' skills out there and hopefully see some banging and keeping it straight. But dirt, it's a different game out here for all these oval guys.
That's for sure. We know Craig Schwartz, your champion, is going to be looking forward to running at Eldora with the street stocks. As he's probably at a advantage over the entire field. That's probably actually going to be quite unfair. Maybe you got to give him a weight penalty or start him a couple laps down. But Bobby, I know I threw you the schedule earlier right before we went live here, as that's actually when I gathered it up. They didn't release it. They didn't want to release it too early. They released it right here before we could go on air. What did you see? What stands out there with you?
What stands out with me is they're basically getting into these, they are running these super speedways, but yet they're throwing in a couple little shorter tracks. I mean, he's got the whole complete summary up of everything as far as, the racing abilities go. The big stuff, the little stuff, throws a few little mile-and-a-halfers in there, a mile in there. I mean, he's got it going all over the board, and that's what makes it really fun for this league, I think. And I got to tell you, your vision that you did right here, when I first started to broadcast this league with you, I told you that this is going to be absolutely awesome. And you know what? And you didn't let me down, because every single race is probably, it just got better each race. It got more exciting each race. And that's what I really like about the league that you got, the type of guys that you got in your league right now. It's awesome. It don't matter if you're a rookie. It don't matter if you're a pro driver or whatever. And that's what I really like about this particular type of league. And you're also a bunch of great guys, too. I mean, hell, I said your guys' name wrong probably half the entire dadgum season, but nobody really gave me that much crap except for Mr. Grobelny. He gave me a little bit of grief about it, but you know what? I finally got it right, and he's probably a happy camper. Hopefully, this next season, it's even going to be more exciting than what it is right now, which I don't know how it can be, because I mean, it's been probably one of the best things that I've ever got to be involved with, and I like to thank you for allowing me to broadcast this league, because it's exciting, and I appreciate that myself.
Absolutely exciting as it is. But Danny, kind of sum it up with, we also are joined here in the booth by the driver of the number 28. Tell us about these paint schemes and how you incorporated Lloyd into the mixture here with getting that all set up here for this league.
Coming into the All-Star race, we decided we wanted to mix it up a little bit, kind of make it something special. So we decided we'd go with everybody running the same paint with different colors, kind of an IROC throwback. Lloyd stepped up to the plate and got those all squared away for us. Took him a good deal of time, I'm sure, to get everybody squared away and make sure, some of the cool stuff on there, everybody's got their name on the side of their car. I thought that was pretty awesome. Nice, unique touch for the series. So Lloyd's been a big help in making sure these cars are looking good out here, and we'll be carrying that forward to next season, where we go getting everybody kitted out with a good paint and keep that IROC look rolling.
Yeah, Lloyd, we have you in the booth. You got a copy with us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, Lloyd, we talked to you earlier in the race here about these paint schemes, and we asked you what went into them and everything. What went into next year's paint schemes? We know they're going to come back sort of like an IROC theme, but what do you have in vision? Try and tell us what you have planned up your sleeve.
Well, really nothing in particular. I mean, I still went more with a NASCAR scheme than anything else. To be quite honest, it's a lot of Penske. But to still keep them all individual and kind of original. And you would not believe how hard it is to come up with 28 different colors.
28 different colors is probably, I think, where you're going to cap the season. I'm not going to jump the gun. I know you don't want to announce that just yet, Danny, but I think there's going to be a qualifying change, maybe, possibly. I know we talked about it a while ago, might have scrapped the idea by now, but 28 different car colors, is one heck of a feat in its own. But now, are you able to do 32?
It'll be a stretch, but I think we could get it squared away. We'll be using the off season definitely to run some more prep races, get everybody squared away. So if people are looking to come join us, they get a chance to come out and show us what they got, so that we don't end up with a bunch of chaos on the track. I mean, the fun is watching the cars go. It's not watching them do yellow flag laps. So hopefully in that off season we get everybody squared away, and if we need to, add a few more colors.
Absolutely. I think there's plenty of colors in the rainbow. Bobby's pretty used to rainbows himself. I think he has a flag hanging out in front of his house, but we won't go there. But Bobby, that's going to pretty much do it for us. We got to thank Matt Grobelny for joining us here in the booth, Danny Valenzuela, and also Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd, wore a couple different hats here. He was a driver. He painted up the cars. Danny was the vision behind it. Matt made the engine go with all the graphics work he gave us, as you see the Salt Flat Racing logo right there on screen. And he was also the master of the points. He got us our points real quick here towards the end of this race, so we were able to bring it here to the fans on air. So we got to thank all of them, everybody behind the scenes. We got to thank them over here at MaxSpeedTV for making the overlay package and making everything look so good out here on YouTube for everybody. Bobby, I got to thank you once again for joining us on this. It was a 12-week regular season with the All-Star race, so we spent 13 weeks here broadcasting these guys. And to tell you the truth, Bobby, I'm not going to know what to do on Wednesday night. I don't know what our viewers are going to do on Wednesday night, because you and I won't be here till, I believe it's the 3rd week of January.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm almost sad that we're not going to get to watch these guys race here, especially next Wednesday night. It's going to suck, I can't lie to you. But on the other hand, it's going to be also nice because I can get a break from you for a while. The coughing that you have, either cough up that lung or call me and I'll give you one of my lungs. Hopefully we can take care of that little situation before next season. But all honesty, all joking aside, it's been a pleasure working with you, Roger. I think me and you work very well together. For two people, believe it or not, who pick on each other so much, I'm sure the audience think we probably want to kill each other when we see each other. But we have met each other, and we haven't killed each other. Actually, we actually danced with each other. So we can't get along really well. But anyhow, thank you for having me a part of this. I'm glad I could be your partner in this, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. We'll be looking forward to next year. But that's going to about wrap it up for this season over here with the Salt Flat Racing League. For everybody at MaxSpeedTV, for everybody at the Salt Flat Racing League, I'm Roger Muth. That's Bobby Johnson. Till January, knuckleheads.
See ya.